We're on.
All right, we're live. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Tonight is February 11th here, but it's February 12th where Gabby is. It's Wednesday at 2:30. We have the amazing Gabby Deane on with us tonight. I'm so excited for you guys to hear from her. She is a 7-star Golden Circle, 6-star Crystal Executive with Isagenix. She's an ambassador for the START program and Isagenix Millionaire. And where are you right now, Gabby?
I'm in New Zealand. I'm in the Coromandel Peninsula of New Zealand, so east coast of the North Island. So pretty much, yeah, on the other side of the planet to most of you guys.
Yeah, you're so awesome. Every time I check in, I'm like, what beach is she on now? It's so great.
That's it.
So I know I messaged you earlier, but the first time that I heard from you or listened to you talk, Josh and Lisa Dunsky had you on their call. It was like maybe a year and a half ago. And I had just started sharing at that point. And oh my gosh, I just couldn't, I think I listened to that recording 3 times. I took so many notes. It was just so awesome hearing you talk and listening to your laugh. That is my favorite part of you, by the way, is listening to your laugh. You have the best laugh in the world.
You'll get a lot of that for sure.
And then we got to all see you on stage at Celebration last year, which was phenomenal. So just so many awesome things. So we love your laugh. We love your energy. We love your free spirit. We're super motivated to talk with you and hear from you and what you've got to say. And I'd love to start. Jen and I are both going to ask you some questions, but I'd love for you, if you don't mind, just to kind of talk to us a little bit about how did you hear about Isagenix? How did you get started? I know a little bit about your story, but we've got a lot of new team members that, may not know how you got started. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. Hey guys. So first of all, thanks for having me on the call. So I got started in Isagenix. Oh, my reception's pretty crap. But it's always a funny story, isn't it? And a lot of people, when Isagenix comes into their life, they're looking for something, looking to get healthy or looking for more money or looking for community. I honestly thought I was already living my best life. I was like, man, I'm living the dream. I'm a senior manager. I'm an accountant. So I grew up on a farm in New Zealand where we didn't have a lot of money. And so for me, mum and dad said, whatever you do with your life, get off the farm, save yourself, go to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, just get out of here. So I went to university and became an accountant. And I found myself moving to Australia to make a higher income. And at the time when I found Isagenix, I was, 6-figure earner. I was always quite fit and healthy. And I honestly thought, man, I'm living the dream. I've got enough money to do all the things I want to do. I'd send money back to my parents. And, I think we grow up with a sort of a limitation on, I'm already like maxing out my capacity as to what I can earn. And, I thought I was doing my best. So when Isagenix came along in the form of, I went to see a flat. I went to view a flat. I just moved to Perth, Western Australia, and I needed somewhere to live. And the girl that showed me around the flat, she was doing Isagenix. And I remember in the kitchen, I said, oh, do you live here? She's like, no, I just met this guy last night. And she just met the guy whose house it was. And then she said, have you just moved here? Do you know anyone? I said, no, I'm just brand new to Perth. I moved here for a job. She said, well, you should come along to this Wellness Wednesday. We've got an event, it's all millennials that are all like fun and ambitious, and come along, like you'll meet some positive people. And I was like, yeah, why not? I'll go along. And that was my introduction to Isagenix. Peter Kelly, who is now married to Eric Coover, was hosting the Wellness Wednesday. So this was back in 2013. So 6.5 years ago. And she talked about the science of the products, the opportunity, the community. But I think what really sparked for me, the curiosity in Isagenix, at the Wellness Wednesday, people had to go up the front of the room. Like she did recognition. So she said, right, all new consultants, can this person come up? And she gave him like a little mini bottle of bubbles, who was a consultant. Oh, who are the new managers? Oh, you're doing such an amazing job. Congratulations. And she would recognize these people. And I remember sitting there And I was like, oh, you know, what's a consultant? Oh, they've helped 2 people get started on Isagenix. So, oh, okay. And I remember sitting there thinking, I work so hard in my job, so hard. And I never get anyone say, oh, well done, you're amazing, you're doing such an incredible job. And so it was, for me, the recognition is what basically motivated me to start the product, because I saw amazing transformations. But I'm quite a competitive person. And so when I saw these people being recognized, I was like, how do I get recognized? I want that. What do I have to do? 2 people, easy. Mum and dad. And so I started Isagenix, and I started kind of sharing. But it wasn't until I had my big kind of, I was just kind of half-assing it. I wasn't all in. But I had a big breakthrough at Celebration. So I got invited to Celebration in Brisbane, Australia, New Zealand Celebration. And I went there just thinking there's going to be a party in Brisbane with heaps of hot babes for the weekend. But I walked out of that 3 days knowing not only that this is exactly what I want to do with my life, but I knew exactly how to do it. Host weekly events, show up, social media. Like, I learned not just what was possible, but what to do. And I learned my why. Like, I wanted so badly to move home to New Zealand. I wanted to support my parents financially on their farm. I wanted to be my own boss. And it's funny because I only realized after Celebration, that made me realize how many handicaps there actually was on my life in terms of what I could earn, what I could do with my time. And I realized, like, I thought I was living my best life, but there's actually a whole nother level to life. Like, in my opinion, Isagenix is like, when you, like, on a video game and you play and you get to, like, the next level, Isagenix is like unlocking a secret level to life. It's like, oh my God, there's a whole nother level of life and freedom and choice and abundance I didn't even know existed. Holy wreck, So for me, Celebration changed everything. They released a Crystal Reset, just like what's also just been released on the 27th of January, the Crystal Reset. And that's when I learned, oh my gosh, I can get all these bonuses again just by hitting certain time frames, and I just went for it. So I got to Crystal Executive within 4 months of the reset. And then, I built my business to 3-star while working my job. Then I quit my job, moved home to New Zealand. I've been doing this full time for 5 years now. And, there's been high highs and low lows in my journey. But if I was going to say, like, the one thing that has really made me successful is, like, I completely understand what's possible with Isagenix. I believe it 100%. So I am always excited about Isagenix. There's nothing else like it. And so when I'm talking to people, it's not what I say, it's how I say it. I'm just like, this is 100% the best opportunity on the planet, bar nothing. And I'm so bulletproof on that. And I would say that if there's one thing I wish I could duplicate down my team, it's the belief and the energy and the enthusiasm with which they talk about Isagenix. Because, no one's going to get excited about something if you're not excited about it. And I say to my team, if you're not excited about Isagenix, don't talk to anyone about it, because you'll probably put them off. Like, go to work and really understanding the power of what you have. And even before I was making money or had a transformation or any of that stuff, I knew what was possible because I'd seen other people do it. And I was just so excited that I found something that one day could allow me to live my dream life. And that excited me. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I've freaking found this. This is incredible. And I think that, if there's one thing that's been key to my personal success, it's just that constant enthusiasm and excitement with which I share Isagenix. And if there's ever a day where I'm not excited about it, I go back to my gratitudes. I go back to 10 star jumps, 10 push-ups, 3 e-shots, and that gets me pumped. So, I now am able to live here in this beautiful coastal town. I don't know if you can see, but it's I'm helping my partner do some roofing and my hivers, because I can. I just do it for a workout, and to get a sweet tan. I'm up there in my bikini. And all the neighbors are like, what the? But, it's cool. I get to live this freedom life. Since I started Isagenix, I've traveled to 37 countries. I've done all these incredible volunteer projects. Most of them have been organized by Isagenix. And I just think that a lot of people in Isagenix have forgotten the power of what we have. I honestly believe that. And people are walking around kind of half-assed, you know, half-assing Isagenix business and wondering why they're getting half-assed money from it, you know? And it's like, come on, you got to get out of your comfort zone, take massive action. So, yeah, I just love it. So anyway, back to you. What else would you love to know?
No, that's amazing. That I love all of it. Jen's got a couple questions. She's going to jump in.
Awesome.
Thanks, Gabby. You're amazing. I love your free spirit. I love how you are just so raw and real. And I love that you just totally kicked me in the butt when you're like, don't half-ass it. Right. And I can say for sure that I've gone through my ups and downs, and I've totally had my periods where I know I'm not treating it to this full potential. And I just really appreciate people like yourself just being so bold and going first and just being real about this, because I do think, you know, I've been in Isagenix for just over 5 years now. And this truly can be, you know, whatever you want it to be when you put the power and the energy into it. And you are a great example of that. So one question that I wanted to ask you, and this is, you know, something for myself too, is talking more about income producing activities. Because I think it can be really easy to feel like you might be doing the business, right? But what I've learned is that if you're not really doing the right income producing activities to move your business forward, then you'll start spinning your wheels thinking that you're doing stuff, but that's not really, you know, the key to, you know, stepping up, you know, to success and getting to the next level. So can you share just some of your top income producing activities that you love to do?
So how I build my business is pretty much what I learned off Peter Kelly. Host an event, invite to an event. Host an event, invite to an event. So what I do at the start of the start of the week, I plan my event, and because I have team all over the show, I have an in-home event and I have an online event for people that live out of town. So every week, what I'm doing is inviting to those events. That's all I do. All day, every day is invite to the event, either the online webinar or the
We're losing you. No.
But that, you got me?
We got you now.
It's funny when people say, so what's your system? What's your system for building this business? Host events, invite to events. That's it. It's so simple. And that's what Peter Kelly did at the start, and that's all I do. So I just think that I keep it super, super simple. And when people are like, so what's Isagenix? Thursday, 8 o'clock. Click this link. So what is Isagenix? Oh, my place, Sunday, 2 p.m. Come over and I'll tell you all about it. Oh, I'm busy. No worries. How about next Sunday? Cool. Done. So all I'm doing is inviting to those events. And at those events, because the thing is, if you talk to someone one-on-one about Isagenix, say they want to build muscle. All you talk to them about is building muscle. But if they come to an event, they learn, oh my gosh, this is actually for building muscle, weight loss, sleep, stress, skin, energy, and you can make money. Oh my God, my dad is trying to lose weight, and my girlfriend has such bad skin, and you're telling me that if I refer them, I get paid $650? What? Boom, there's a consultant. So that's why events are so much more powerful than just talking to someone one-on-one on the phone about their goals. Because then you're not only learning about the solution to their problem, I'm not seeing the full picture of Isagenix. So for me, income-producing activity is host an event, invite to an event. That's what I do all day, every day.
Awesome. And I'm curious, when you host or invite to these events.
When there's a big corporate event, yep, far away.
Oh, all right. You beeped out for a second, but I got what you were saying as far as you host host events, invite to events. You do both in-home and webinars. When you are doing those talks, are you focusing on the ideal life presentation, something along that theme of content?
I'm focusing on results. So I share health results, I share financial results, I talk about start your life, and I talk about my personal why and my story.
Awesome.
So I don't talk about ingredients or even really individual products. I talk about the results, get people to share their stories, talk about the money, and then the vision and you know what I've been able to achieve and what I'm passionate about.
Awesome. Would you mind sharing a little bit more about the START group and the START Ambassador program?
Totally. Yep. So START is basically the subculture within Isagenix of millennials, 18 to 35-year-olds that are really aligned. Because I mean, it's not normal for young people to have freedom. Normally only retirees have freedom, right?
Right.
So Start Your Life is a movement about millennials that think differently, that want freedom now while we're young and hot and can travel and we're able-bodied. We want to live our life now, and we want to earn more to give more. So we want to be able to contribute back to the planet, the environment, and our community, rather than most young people that are just financially struggling. So that's what the Start Your Life movement is all about. And there's this awesome group within START. So if you're in that age bracket, you're automatically in START. You just need to get added to the Facebook group if you're not in there already. And there's this cool thing within START called the START 1000. And that's the first 1,000 young people in the history of Isagenix to be earning a six-figure residual income. That's 3-star golden circle. That makes you START 1000. And so that is 40 cycles in a week. Once you hit that rank, you're earning a six-figure income, and you get exclusively inducted into the START 1000 club. You get recognized on stage at celebration. You're eligible for things like the retreat, like the Peru START retreat. You've got to be a START 1000 to get there. So all young people should have START 1000 3-star golden circle on their vision board. It is the coolest thing ever. And being an ambassador for START, that's pretty much being an ambassador for freedom. And freedom is my highest value above all else. Like, I was pretty wild. But I think, in my previous job as an accountant, I was a different person, like I just showed up. I kind of.
Oh, we're losing you again. Darn. Oh. We're losing you, Gabby. Everyone, just see our own Jen Bennett's in the START 1000 group, everyone.
Oh, is she, let's see. We lost her for a second, but yes, that was a really great reminder with a START group, 18 to 35-year-olds. If you have anyone, there is a specific Facebook group within Isagenix. So make sure that you're, oh, Gabby, we lost you. Make sure that you are adding people or letting them know about the Facebook group if you're not in it yourself, so they can request to join, because it is a corporate run group. So they will approve you once they confirm that you're an associate. But it's a really fun group, as Abby said, because it's young people, right, living life differently and more of this freedom lifestyle. So it's really great, to make sure that you're letting people know that this community exists, regardless of what their age is. So when they have someone, right, that they're sharing Isagenix with, there's another, subculture for them to connect with. And I think Gabby's back.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Hi.
I am. Sorry about that.
No,
honestly, like one of my biggest problem is trying to find internet in New Zealand. If I can do this in a country where there's no internet service, you guys can do this too. Holy crap.
I love it.
So I hope that you heard what I was saying about the START 1000 and
Yes.
START Ambassador. It's the coolest thing ever. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you for that reminder. within the start group and making sure people are adding people and letting people know about that community. So you shared a lot of great suggestions, and I really love, Gabby, how you keep it simple, right? And what you're doing is simple and it's duplicatable. And I think one of the biggest things sometimes that, and I know I'm guilty of this too, is you think that someone has the secret, right, to being successful in Isagenix. But what I've learned is that there is no secret, it's a matter of following up and just reaching out, right? And following up and reaching out and just not giving up. And so another question I have is, do you have any fun verbiage or things that you do to follow up with someone who might be on your chicken list?
Yeah, absolutely. So if there's someone who's on my chicken list, it's obviously someone that I respect and admire a lot, and there'll be some qualities about them that I just think is so gangster. And so what I'll do is I'll just tell them that. I'll say, hey Sarah, how are you doing? Look, I just wanted to message you because you're one of the most positive, ambitious, and outgoing, just absolute boss chicks in my realm of existence. And I just think the sun shines out of your butt. And the reason I'm reaching out to you is because I am involved in this incredible movement. Like I normally refer to the Start Your Life movement, and it's a movement of people that are passionate about wanting more out of life. It may or may not be for you, but someone like you with your qualities and attributes, I think you could not only love it, but you could absolutely kill it and create an incredible life for yourself and help other people. Is this something you would be open to hearing more about? If not, all good. Just thought I'd ask because you're an absolute legend. So that's what I would say to someone on my chicken list. I just would genuinely tell them why they're on your chicken list. Like, there's obviously a reason, because you admire how successful they are or whatever. Tell them that and say, that's why I wanted to reach out to you, because I'm in this incredible movement, and I think you could love it. But you may not. But it'd be criminal of me not to tell you about it, knowing what a legend you are.
I love it.
That's what I say.
That's perfect.
And then when they say, absolutely, yeah, what is it? Tell me more. I invite the event. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, you're free.
Yeah, I love how you keep it simple, and like you said, you're not doing the one-on-ones of answering the question and fielding the question, and you truly are leveraging your time.
Yep. And here's another good tip. What I do is so for you guys that think, I'm only going to have 1 or 2 people come to my event, that's perfect, right? That is absolutely perfect. But what I do to so someone's like, because if you say, come along to my launch party, it's going to be, I'm having a big event and everyone's going to learn about Isagenix, and then if only 2 people come along, it's like, bah. So what I do is I say, hey, just come around to my house Thursday night, I'll have a chat to you. Why don't you just come around and I'll just tell you all about it. So I just tell them to come around to my house, I'll tell them all about it. And so I'm not saying, come along, it's a big event or whatever, they come along. And if
I love that.
2, 3, 4, 5 people turn up at the same time, I'm like, wicked, you guys are all here to learn about it, so sweet. I'll just come and grab a seat and I'll just run you guys through exactly what it is. And the other key to I believe at every event or every time I present Isagenix, the first thing I ask people is so if you could, so what brought you along tonight? What brought you to the house? What's your primary goal? And I go, say there's 5 people there, I'll go around asking, so what are you looking for tonight? What are your goals? What are you looking to change? What do you want more of? And then I'll say, okay, awesome. One more question. If you could, irrelevant of what you think Isagenix is, irrelevant of what you came for tonight, if you could change anything in your life, no limitations, body, bank account, travel, people you're around, your partner, more money, if you could change anything, what would that be? And I ask that question as well. And because, people might come along because they want to get in shape, but the reality reality is, what's actually stopping them from getting started is they don't have a lot of money right now. And if there's one thing they could change, it would be more money. That's more of a powerful driver. So I like to ask two questions. And I believe that's the key to successful events is asking people what they want. Too often, people be like, okay, sit down, guys. Okay, guys, this is Isagenix. These are these smoothies. These are these cleanse. And they just launch into it without even knowing truly what that person is looking for. So you can't tell someone about Isagenix until you know what they're looking for, right? So when someone meets with me, oh, so what's Isagenix? Tell me about it. I say, well, so I can explain it in the right way. What are your goals? What are you looking for? And often it's not the goals that you would assume, you know? So we often make these assumptions in our head. It's automatically that, oh, this person needs more money. Oh, this person needs to lose weight. Oh, they want to put on lean muscle, you know? When in the reality, they just are struggling with sleep at night. So, yeah, I think that's, like, it's cool to have events, but you've got to make sure that your events are purely focused around exactly what that person is looking for. And the less people at an event, the better, because then you can really dive deep down into that person's goals and dreams. Why? Why are they wanting to change their body? Why is it important to them? You know, how is it showing up in their life right now? Like, how long have they been wanting to change it? How committed are they to change? You know, you can really dive deep down and with people if there's less people there. So I think another mistake people make is that if two people turn up, they're like, oh, just bite the bar and go home. You know? And it's like, whereas I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect that it's just you tonight. Like, this is amazing. We can just rock it out and tailor this whole night just to you. Like, that's so cool. So, yeah, and you know what? Even if someone comes that's just in your team, how brilliant is that? Dude, let's do a one-on-one business coaching. This is so epic. You know, like, it's all about that mindset. Whereas if you're like, oh, no one showed up, just go home. You know? It's like, it's all about mindset, all about perspective. Yeah, just want to share that.
I love that. You totally just like blew my mind because you just merged something that I love doing, which organically, I live in the city. I'd have random people come over and having more of that personal thing, but it's a brilliant idea to just have that be every single, you know, a same day every single week. And so, you know, there'd be 2 to 3 people show up at those times to create the community, to leverage the time. I love that. I'm curious, do you do any samplings of products when you're doing that kind of stuff? Just kind of take stuff out as people?
What I mainly do is if, like, I have a massive stock of, because I find that people still have like a hang up about shakes. Yep. And so what I do is I do make smoothie bowls at my events. That's the only sample I give them. I just blend up a shake and like put it into like 3 little cups with some granola on top. And I get to try a couple of flavors because they're like, oh my gosh, this is so different to any other shake I've ever had. Right. And then they're like, this is actually really good. And I find that because I mean, let's be honest, when you have that thick ass creamy shake and it's like a chocolate mousse, like that just blows your, like you can't have a hang up about shakes after trying out. Like, most people think it's like a protein shake. They ain't even gonna hit the sides. So you can understand how most people are skeptical because most shakes are shit. And you're like, is this gonna be a meal? Is this that's gonna be a meal? So I can understand why people are resistant. So I make them a smoothie bowl and they're like, shut the front door. Are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. And then that's what gets them over the line.
Oh, there we go. We hear you again. I like that. That's a great idea. Okay. Yeah, it's a great idea of doing more of the smoothie bowl concept too, and just having a topping or 2. We did that this past weekend at Crystal's, and it's just like you said, it's a good reminder that it's so much more than a protein shake, and people also get over that mindset thing if they need to, you know, eat their meals with a fork.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. And I think that Yeah, it leaves with a link from the Isolife app to order a pack, whether they want it or not. So, because the problem people make is like they may send them, someone might come to an event and then they not be keen right then, and then they go away, and then 2 weeks later they're keen, and then they just go online and buy it from someone else. So I send everyone a link with the Isolife app. So if they don't actually want the link, I say, look, don't worry about it. If I'm just going to send it to you anyway, so that if at any time in the future you change your mind and you want to do it, at least you know exactly how to order. So I send every single person away with a link to the Isolife app to order their pack. And I find that is just a game changer.
Awesome. I like that tip too. It's an automatic step in the process to the day.
Yep.
Cool. So one more question that I have just to build on that is, how do you manage your contacts, your prospects? Do you have a process? I know there's so many different ways that you can organize your contacts and that sort of thing, but I always like to ask people to see what systems work for them, because, different systems work for different people.
Absolutely. So for me, it's in my notes in my phone, you got your notes, super sophisticated. I just write people's name in there, and I write down their name, where they live, where I met them, what they're interested in, and any spare second I get, I go to that list and I say, hey, Jack, how are you? What's been happening? And I start following them up. The other thing I do to follow up is that if someone's like, cool, yep, I want to get started. This is another really good tip, I think. If someone says, cool, I want to get started, just give me to the end of the month. And you go, okay, cool. And then, well, if you're anything like me, I'm a yellow. I go, okay, sweet. And then I just forget. And then 2 years later, I see the message. The last message was like, hey, I want to get started next month. And I'm like, oh, fail. So what I do now is, if they say, cool, I want to get started next month or after Christmas or whatever, I say, awesome. What pack and what date? And I lock it down then and there. Cool, what pack, what date? Yep, in 3 weeks you want to get started. What pack and what date do you want to start on? I lock it down then and there, what flavors, everything, get it sussed out. And then I go, okay, cool. So, in Facebook Messenger, how you can do a reminder. I'll set a reminder for that person in the messenger chat with that person. And it'll be, so say they're ordering in a month's time. I'll set the reminder for a week's time saying, reminder, Sarah's ordering on the 1st of March. And then that reminder pops up. I'm like, hey girl, 3 weeks to go. So excited for you. And then set a reminder again for another week. Hey girl, 2 weeks to go. So excited. I can't wait for you to have your pack. And so because I forget myself. So that reminder is actually more for me and also for them, saying 3 weeks to go, 2 weeks to go. Remember, it's $600. You've got to have that ready. Da, da, da. So yeah, that's another big one. And if they're just using that Facebook Messenger reminder system, I just use that because I'm very, very forgetful, and I lose things. So I can't have a notebook or anything tangible. So for me, it's just written on my notes on my phone, and that's it. And it has to be on your phone because that's the only thing that you always have with you, right? And like when I was working as an accountant, I was just doing this in the pockets of my time, and I'd go to the toilet and be in there for 15 minutes, like Isagenix, or on my bus ride home. That's what I was building my business. So I had to be on my phone. If your list isn't on your phone, it's never going to work. It's got to be on your phone. You've got to be accessible 365 days a year, 24/7, be able to access it. So yeah, it's very not sophisticated, but works for me.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I think, again, like listening to you talk, I can, just reconfirm that the most important thing is to have the energy and the excitement and the passion, right? And that you don't have to have crazy tools or, anything specific to be successful in Isagenix, except for like the heart, right? And the passion to want to help other people have that freedom.
Yeah, it's just a mindset. It's a never give up. I'll do whatever it takes. I'm successful because I choose to be, because you can't beat someone that never gives up. It's impossible. I'm never, like, no matter how many times I get knocked back or no's, or someone sends a pack back, or someone doesn't like a shake, it's irrelevant. Doesn't matter, because I'm unstoppable. There's no way I'm ever stopping. No matter how long it takes me, I'm going to create freedom. So I think that mindset is the most important part, because I'm just making it up. Like, aren't we all? We're just making shit up as we go, right? So, but if you have that mindset and that determination, you'll keep try this, try that, you know. Whereas if you have the, oh, I don't know if I can do this, oh, I'll try, and then you just do some half-assed attempts, and then you're gonna probably quit first time someone sends their text back, or someone doesn't like a shake, when you just give up. And I think that's a huge problem. It's human nature, but the reality is that, like, this is what I tell my team, like, our business model relies on negativity stopping the majority of people earning a huge income with Isagenix, right? So when you get negativity, like, that's essential for even the business model to work, because it has to take the majority out of the game. And you've got to know that. Like, let's be real, you've got to know that that's how it works. And you get to choose. Do you have the courage to keep going despite knockbacks? Yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. And whatever you choose, it's all good. It's your choice. But you've got to know that it is a choice. Like, and that's, I see when people, you know, we get a lot of haters, we get a lot of negativity when we share Isagenix. That's normal, right? You're not the only one getting negativity. And if you're not getting negativity, then you're not sharing Isagenix loud and proud enough. Definitely not. You know you're doing it right when you get some serious negativity coming your way. That means you're killing it.
Yes,
so,
that's a great point.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of us, firstly, we don't expect to get negativity. So when we do, it's a shock. It's like, ah! But then we've got to realize, like, I see that as a test from the universe. Like, how badly do you really want the success? Do you want it bad enough to go all the way? Or, you know, and there's no right or wrong. Like, you might just want $100 a week. Sweet. You probably won't get any massive adversity for that. But if you're after $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week, you got to put yourself out there. You're going to be tested. How bad do you want it? Do you really want it? Yes or no? Yes or no? And you'll get tested with adversity, with haters, with, you know, negativity. And you just got to know that's your test. So when it comes your way, you know, okay, cool. How bad do I really want this? Can I push past this and keep going? Yep, 100%. So I think that that's important I always like to set people up with that expectation. Like, let's be real. If you really want to go hard, you're going to get massive negativity if you want massive success, and you need to know it's coming, and then you can manage your reaction to it. And I think that's something that a lot of new people aren't aware of. They've never done network marketing, so that they don't expect this negativity, and then when it comes, it's shocking, and they take it personally, and it's very easy for them to give up hope. But I see that's necessary for our industry to survive, and that's your test. You know, do you have the courage to really go and make a big income, or maybe you just want a small income? Doesn't matter, but the level of adversity you encounter, you know, that's gonna determine your level of income where you go in this business. And I think that, yes, a lot of people aren't mentally prepared for that, and so they get a negative comment and it can take them out of the game. So you just got to know that you're going to get negativity, and that's your test to see how bad you want this.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Gabby, I love that. Thank you. Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, I think too, the part that one of the pieces too that I love so much about Isagenix is the people, the community, right? The fact that you're willing to hop on and just, you know, give love to some other fellow Isagenix people. I really appreciate. And I think, you know, to top the negativity thing, it's establishing that community, right? And those relationships with people. And so knowing that they always have, you know, this culture that they're supported by and they're backed by to get through those times. Because I can say here for sure that there are many people on this call that have helped me get through just those periods of life. It's just, you know, it's so incredible once you know, embrace yourself in the community and the culture and just really learn more about, you know, the Isagenix freedom lifestyle, you know, that it's more than a protein shake, right? So
100%. Yeah. Awesome. And that's the thing, like, yeah, you're going to get negativity, but you got a whole lot of people backing you up. You got a whole lot of people that, you know, are going to, you know, you can use their stories to leverage, and what we're doing is different, right? It's different. If it was easy, everyone would do it. It's not easy to build this business, but I can tell you it's freaking worth it. It's there is no other vehicle that I know of on this planet where your investment in your business is literally zero. You get an online business set up, website, apps, training, everything for free, and you're literally helping people get healthy and helping people make income and bringing them into the community. Like, I just think that this is like, I feel sometimes I can't even believe that something like Isagenix exists. Like, it blows my mind that this is even there for anyone with the courage to pursue it. It's just like, it's crazy. I think it's just so cool. Growing up on a dairy farm, I never knew anything like this ever existed, where if I could just grow my personal resilience, my mindset, and put myself out there, I can have the life of my dreams. Like, I never ever thought that something like this would exist. And I think that a lot of people have forgotten how special it is. And like, I'm just so glad that I found out about this. I'm so glad. And I'm glad that I, have never given up. And I just encourage you guys, just don't give up. Just keep going. Say it took you 10 years to create freedom. Irrelevant of how long it takes, you're helping people along the way, right? You're literally helping people. And I would work for 20 years, hardcore, to live the rest of my life for free, to live the rest of my life with a residual income. And I just think it is so cool. And in New Zealand, I don't know where you guys are all located, but it's very hard to earn a high income. Very hard. And whereas Isagenix, like, you get to choose. There's no limit. And I just think that just blows my mind. There's not opportunities like that in New Zealand. So I just am so grateful that this company exists.
Awesome.
My little stepson just arrived. Hey, boys! These are my two step boys. Yeah.
Awesome.
So awesome.
Sweet. Well, we really appreciate you taking the time to share your heart and your passion. And I'm really grateful for your reminder of keeping things simple, right? And just, there's, just following these like very basic steps of inviting and sharing and just keeping it super simple. To me is the big takeaway. Crystal, is there anything else that you want to add, or?
No, just
Gabby,
so grateful that you gave us your time, and it's just amazing that you're willing to talk to our team and you don't even know us. It's just so awesome. So thank you so much. Of
course, that's like, nothing lights me up more than sharing Isagenix. Like, it's the coolest thing in the world. So anytime, it's no problem. I mean, reception's pretty crap, but when I can find it, it's all good to go.
Awesome. Well, we have 2 more pages of questions, so we'll have to get you back maybe in 6 months.
100%. Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have an awesome rest of
your
your day.
No worries, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Gabby.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Legend.
Thank you, Gabby.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, everyone. Good call. Hope you all have a great night.
Thanks, Crystal. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you very much. That was